How can you become the best salesman you can possibly be?
Well, first of all, most people have a hang up about being a salesperson, first of all, because if you look at all things to do with selling on TV and media, salespeople are always perceived as pushy. If I say to you, let's just do this as an experiment, right? In your mind, if I say salesperson, think in your mind, give me 3 words each and we'll do you one at a time, right? That come to mind, right? So, Tom, what are the first 3 words that come to mind for you?
Annoying, constant, nagging.
Okay. Annoying, constant, and nagging. Okay. Right. Cool. Harrison.
I think of car is my first thought.
Okay.
Then I think
cool.
of emails, and
Right.
then I think of pushy.
Okay, cool. So this is a small sample size, but we just had 6 words of which at least 70 or 80% of them were negative, right?
Yeah.
If the challenge is that most people have a paradigm that selling things is bad and that selling salespeople are bad and are pushy and are nasty and are money grabbing and all of the things that we have been conditioned to believe by the media and by movies, right? Show me a movie where the salesperson in it was a good guy. There isn't one that I can remember. So like they're normally bad. Wolf of Wall Street being a good example, right? They're always the ones that are after the money and don't care, right? When you realize that actually the first thing you've got to do to become a great salesperson, you've got to overcome your limiting mindset about what selling is. You have to realize that selling is serving. Selling is helping people. Selling is presenting people with an opportunity to solve a problem that they've got. When you realize
Sure.
it's the biggest act of service you can be involved with is to offer people opportunities to solve real problems, right? You should never sell anybody anything they don't want or don't need. You should only ever work with people where you can genuinely add value to them. But if you don't get over that mindset first, I can teach you all the skills in the world about how to be a great relationship builder, how to be a great networker, right? All of that is going to fall over if your belief system is that selling is bad and I'm an evil person if I do it and people aren't going to like me. That one belief will get in the way of anything you're trying to achieve.
Sure. So we've talked a lot about mindset. Do you think that like the difference between a 50 million exit founder and a 1 million, do you think that is mindset? Or is it something else?
80% of it is mindset. So there's 4 things that I think are really the difference maker. Okay. And by the way, you've got to be very careful with this stuff because the answer is it depends at the level you are at. Okay. So to go from 0 to 1 million, you need to do a certain amount of things, of which mindset is a key part of that, right? So is skill set, so is data, so is tracking the data that you're tracking, okay?
Yeah.
And so is having some kind of network. Those 4 things are going to be really important if you want to get from 0 to 1 million. You're going to need those 4 things, right? You're going to need a network, you're going to need some kind of personal brand, you're going to need a mindset of resiliency to get going because most people start a business without proper funding. And thirdly, you're going to need to have an ability to sell. Those 4 skills are going to get you to 1 million. If you can't do those, you're not going to get there. Right now, to go from 1 to 10 and 10 to 20, and I've got clients now, and we've done about 140 million pounds worth of exits in the last 5 years
Awesome.
for clients we work with. Right, which is I'm so happy for them. Can't tell you how happy I am for them because that's changed people's lives and it'll change people's families for generations in some cases. Okay. Now, that doesn't mean everybody gets those results that works with me. That's not true, okay? Some people work hard, some people don't. Some people have the right business model in the right market, some people don't, right? That's life,
Sure,
okay?
yeah.
Not every business is built to scale to 10 million either, by the way. Separate conversation. But when we talk about mindset, 80% of success is mindset. It's you versus you. The biggest battle that most of us
Interesting.
have isn't going to be you versus the competition. It's going to be you versus your doubts, fears, and limiting beliefs.